All right, everyone. Now we need to talk about the Sean Dunn case and assault sandwiches, actually. Yes, indeed. A grand jury refused to indict him on the original felony count. So now the prosecution has moved to a litany of different misdemeanors. They are assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with a federal officer. Now, here's what I would say. What happened is that Sean Dunn was, doing the go away fascist, fuck you fascist thing. And there are ICE officers there. He ends up whirling a sandwich at at one of them. And so the dude got a free meal, I suppose. Now, under normal circumstances, uh, considering the fact that he also initially said, hey, just fucking arrest me before he attempted to flee and was actually cooperative, he wasn't. How is throwing a sandwich at someone, how does it fall under most of these categories? Let's go through them. For example, assault. Is it really assault to throw a fucking ham sandwich at someone? Maybe if it's 2-year-old. Is it assault unless it's like a steaming hot goddamn meatball grinder or something that could cause burns? Well, then that would fall broadly under assault law. But an innocuous ham sandwich, unless the person is allergic to ham, so you throw it at their face or something, is it really going to harm someone when they're wearing body armor? Probably not. It's a fucking sandwich. This should not be conceived of as assault. And the judge in the case is saying, well, this is going to take a very short amount of time because this is a pretty simple case. It's not entirely clear whether that leans towards, hey, clear-cut guilt, or hey, clear-cut, this is bullshit. Probably clear-cut bullshit, considering the original charge was dropped entirely. Looks like the legal system is amenable towards people tossing, innocuous objects at others and not getting assault charges. Just saying. Resisting. Well, initially, he was cooperative. He was not running away initially. And so that doesn't, again, really apply here. Opposing. Well, what the fuck does that even mean? Oh man, you are opposed to law enforcement. Ooh, how spooky. There are cities in the country right now that are talking about trying to use state forces to arrest ICE officers. This is an instance when someone threw a sandwich their private citizen. You don't have to agree with their views. I don't have any problem with what ICE is doing, other than a few situations in which there's been clear overreach. But this happens with law enforcement all the time. It's not unique to ICE, so I'm not going to impeach their entire department as a result of sporadic incidents where the officers really did violate people's rights. It's unfortunate, but it's going to happen with any deployment of law enforcement at all. It'll even happen if your local law enforcement is literally just the sheriff, the deputy, and a toothless dog. So, you're still going to get incidents once in a while. What about intimidation? Do you really think that a dude that is carrying an assault weapon and dressed in full body armor is really intimidated by someone for throwing a sandwich? Come on, get real, dude. Seriously, get a goddamn life if that's ridiculous. And interfering. Okay, interference you could probably make a case for. None of these others, though, really make any sense situationally. And watch the video for yourself. His lawyers are arguing, of course, that the footage that's been made available is also selectively edited. They moved for a full dismissal. Now, this is a leftoid individual. But the fact that he's a leftoid does not mean that he committed any specific crime. There are leftoids out there, the only crime that they're committing is using drugs or something like that. And I'm against the drug war. I do not believe that people should be standing in the way of lawful ICE raids and things like that. But again, throwing a sandwich at somebody, come on, is that really assault under general normal circumstances? Again, allergens or small children aside. Antifa does a lot worse than this. This person is actually getting charged, despite the fact that leftoids are constantly throwing bottles of piss, Molotov cocktails, and punches, sometimes at random passersby. That time that Antifa beat up some middle-aged woman for absolutely no reason, simply because she was recording them. That I believe was in Baltimore, if I remember correctly, some time ago. Well, it was probably Portland, but they do have cells all over the country because communists want to take over the world. This particular instance, though, I don't know that most of these charges are really appropriate. Yeah, this dude is not intimidating somebody with an assault weapon by wielding a sandwich. That's a little bit on the ridiculous side. I'm just glad that the original felony charge was dropped because that didn't make any. That made even less sense than this slurry. I like the description here. The defendant is being prosecuted for the obvious reason that he was recorded throwing a sandwich at a federal officer at point blank range. That's from the prosecution. All right, so if I stand a little bit further back, can I toss you a sandwich? Is that possible to do without getting assault charges? It doesn't make any sense. It's not like he was throwing something that could actually hurt somebody. Well, then how the hell is it assault? And if I was the officer, I would have taken the sandwich and immediately started eating it in front of him. I would have picked it up off the fucking ground and off my body armor and just munched down on it and said, "Oh, thanks. Free food? Man, this is great. I'm getting free food from leftoids. Normally they take rather than give, so it wouldn't be a problem." You'd roll your eyes. Dude's in full riot gear, and you're complaining about getting hit by a sandwich. I doubt the officer involved in the incident, and I'm not sure about this, but I have a sneaking suspicion that the prosecution had nothing to do with the officer even personally having a problem. What kind of sandwich was this, by the way? That's what we really need to know. The real hard-hitting news in this story is what were the exact toppings that he got from that Subway branch? What was the exact composition? As a leftoid, he probably asked for tofu or something like that, but you never know. There are people on the left that eat some animal proteins. What was it, an egg and cheese sandwich? Or we're not exactly sure. We're not exactly sure the composition of the sandwich. That's all I want to know, my man. That's about all. Peace out.